Okay, as promised, this is part two to the certified mail slash tracking number required packages from yesterday because the post office, of course, closed for the holiday, which I should have known but forgot. So I have to drive. I just left the post office. I've got to now drive to Target to return a lampshade. It's just ugly. Looks better off the lamp than on the lamp for sure. Kind of makes the light like a weird piss yellow. It looks horrible. So that's my goal for right now. That's why I have time to record something. I may need to put my sunglasses on. It's really bright. It's crazy how bright it is today. Um, but it's nice to have a nice bright winter. You know, everyone complains about it being cold and stuff. It's nice when the sun's out and it's cold. I was in China a couple years ago in the winter. Oh my lord, it was brutal. It was so windy and dark and cloudy and cold. I mean, it was colder than here, darker and windier. It was nuts. It was by the coast, so it wasn't like smoggy or anything like that. It was just dark. It was cloudy. But it's nice to have a sunny one. Miss that for sure. But anyway, way off topic. Just like the post office, I gotta be honest with you. I don't see how tracking at USPS. Now I still have to. Now I'm gonna go to FedEx and UPS and ask them some questions as well. I don't see how tracking makes a goddamn bit of sense. Sorry for language. If the order is less than 50, I know it's required over 50 from TCGPlayer, and I get that. I understand. If it's less than 50, the cheapest way to ship and get a tracking number with the USPS is to pay for your original postage, which is around $1.10 or whatever it is. There's a reason why everyone charges $1.31. That's roughly two stamps, which you need to send off pretty much anything. Its stamps are 78 cents a piece, I think, times two. So it's quite a bit less than that, but whatever. At least you're getting 131 out of it, or 99 cents, whatever. But the good news, or not the good news, the good news is if it's less than whatever, you can just slap a stamp or two on there, ship it, call it a day. That's awesome. That's basically all I was doing since I started. The last 2 days, we've had a lot of certified orders come in, or ones that are recommended to be certified, quote unquote. I had one that was required to be certified. So I had two of the orders were in the, I think one was 29.99 after, total. I think the other one was 34. And then I had one that was 37, one that was 46, and one that was 53 or something like that. So because I started putting a little bit higher in cards on TCGPlayer with higher sales prices. Before it was like a cap at like maybe $10 or $11. Then I, went quite a bit higher than that. And we started getting these orders in. I started to get these orders in. I packed them up. So I took them to the post office. It's original postage for the letter, as a letter, not as a package. I mean, a package is the same price or even more. This was as a letter. It was a nice envelope, padded. It looks good. Should hold up. I can't imagine anything's gonna go wrong with it. I shipped it certified. So it's annoying because they may require a signature. I hope not, but certified. That's 530. So on each of these packages, I have the receipt right here, along with the tracking information and receipts and all that. It was 637 for the first one, 637 for the second one, and 608 for the third one. So to ship the three packages, of which the total order amount was roughly 90 to $130, say $130. TCGPlayer fees come out of that, so that's a lot. We're down to probably about 110, and then 18, $19 in shipping. So now we're at like $90 on a $140 order, $130 order, or three orders at $130. That's insane. I understand why people do free shipping. They have a scale. They would rather sell a lot more and have moved the volume, the lower end volume, the bulks and stuff. But I'm not at that point yet. I really don't want to upload bulk and all this other stuff until I am a level 4 seller, because it actually is not worth the headache to pack up a bunch of cards that are like 40 cents a piece. So when I'm at level 4 and can do mass upload, sure, I will do that. And I will offer free shipping on orders over $5. But at some point, I think anybody reasonable and has any sort of business experience When you're running something this small of a scale, no matter how good it sounds, there's no way you can do. I'll leave it open. There's no way you can profitably do the free shipping and then abide by TCG Player's requirement that you have tracking over $50. Because what you're going to have, I think, a lot of the times are these larger packages that have to be shipped through tracking, and these would be like small bricks of cards, like 15, 20, 30 cards that are going to be over $50. So it's going to be quite heavy if you send it as a letter. You probably will have to send a bubble mail or something like that. So just on the $50, less the fees from TCG Player, 35. Shipping that with tracking is $8, at least $8. I don't understand if 50% of your money is being eaten away like that. That's not a good margin. That's probably a negative margin most of the time if you are buying the cards you're selling. If it's personal collection, at that point you really got to wonder: am I better off just selling these to a store, a local store, an LGS, or as a collection? Hell, LGSs are one of the biggest scammers out there when it comes to buying cards from people and collections. It doesn't matter if it's Pokemon, One Piece, whatever. I can come in there with the hottest fucking, I'm talking smoke show of a One Piece collection right now in January 2026. I would get offered at most from an LGS or a store like that. Doesn't matter how much money they have or how much money I have or whatever. I would offer at most 50%. So I wish I could buy shit at 50% cash. I'd do it all day long. That's why we have to offer more, because they can always go to an LGS and get a dog shit offer like that. But I that's the best we can do. You may be better off doing that if you have a smaller collection and that's your plan is selling TCG Player or any of these other platforms are going to have these ridiculous seller fees. But the craw, the stick in my craw right now to bring it real old school is the required certified mail tracking, whatever you want to call it. That is what really got me. I knew it was going to be expensive. Back last time I checked, you can add tracking to any letter for like 179. I don't know when that stopped. I may be way in the past. I don't know. We're just wrong and I'm misremembering something. But that price is insane. Oh, we just had a V8 Challenger start up in front of me. So I don't know if it's really even worth it. I thought in my head, oh, I'm going to do free shipping over $5. I think I have to do tiered shipping for sure. Free shipping sounds great in theory, but it is ass to pay for, and it does not make sense to do it. At least at this point where I'm at currently. So it's something that can be adjusted as things grow, but right now it's not working for me, big dog. I shipped everything off I needed to. I actually turned my store off for right now until I hit level 4 because I have more than enough orders for that. I just have to wait for all the feedback and shipping to come in. So I need to adjust pricing a lot because I noticed as soon as I started putting up higher dollar cards, I was getting a lot more sales. So I'm probably priced too low. I don't necessarily want to sell a card within 30 seconds or an hour after listing. I want it to sit for a little bit in case prices do fluctuate. So that's all I got for now. I was a little bit blown away by that, kind of upset, but it's fine. It's a cost of doing business. I just talked about you got to pay the cost of doing business for what you don't know, but I'm probably losing money on that on those transactions. So it is what it is. We're gonna move on, and it gives us a good chance to step back, evaluate the processes, see where things can go, and then take these numbers and this upset, chill out, take some deep breaths. I'm not that actually angry, of course. I'm just a little shocked how expensive it was. But step back, take it into account, literally, run the numbers with, without, all that, and then reevaluate, update, profit. I mean, that's really at the end of the day, that's all you can do. This is an L. It's a little L. Thankfully, it's a small L, but it does offer big lessons, and we're going to learn those. We're going to move on. I'm just not used to dealing with shipping in my day-to-day business. My real estate, I don't ship things back and forth. So it's an in-person thing. It's an email thing. It's very rarely a certified mail thing. So, until I have something else, that's pretty much all I got for right now.